old enough to remember the little white pieces of paper that we used to string all over our desk, and we'd cram those down in the typewriter, trying to get the letter to hit right where it hit before to correct it. Then we went into a great era after that, a nice new product. In fact, the singing group, the Monkees, went around here not too long ago. You may have noticed there were only 3 of them instead of 4. Michael Nesmith was the 4th member, and he did not tour. The reason he did not tour is that his mother invented whiteout, and he inherited about $43 million and didn't need to sing anymore. Wasn't whiteout a great invention? In fact, I remember just sitting back with that and just painting all over our page. We get these big lumps where the whiteout got a little too heavy. But for those of us that had to do legal documents or contracts, we couldn't go through and white out our mistakes. And so then the real word processing came along, and the reason I go through all this is to drive home the point that the word processor allows us to make all of our errors on the screen before we put them on the page. And I still know a lot of people who, using a word processing program, Word or anyone, they'll go through, do their entire document, print out a copy, and then sit down and start correcting all their errors. If you're going to do that, then you might as well use a typewriter, because you've got a very expensive typewriter sitting here. So the first step to using a word processing program, anyone, is to plan out in advance what you want your document to look like. Take a minute, take a piece of paper and a pencil, and just simply sketch out what you'd like it to look like when it's finished. Are you going to have headlines? Are you going to have footnotes? Are you going to have headers or footers? Are you going to have 1 column or 2 or 3? And you will save a tremendous amount of time when you sit down with your program to make that document on the screen look like you want it to look like when it's printed. Second area is go through all the different regimens that we have to make corrections before you print it out. So now we're here with the Apple Macintosh, and we've got a brand new program, Word 4.0. It's got a lot of nice new features, and we want to go through some of those today. Before I go right into that, let me just go through some definitions, because I want to make sure that I don't use any words in this tutorial that you perhaps are not familiar with. So let me go through each of these definitions very quickly. First of all, when you measure type, when you measure copy, and you're seeing how wide it is, you'll have options as to how to measure that. One option that a lot of printers like to use, a lot of photo typesetters like to use, and a lot of the new programs are allowing you to use, is a measurement called picas, P-I-C-A-S. A pica, there are 6 picas per inch. So all you need to do is measure your copy in inches, divide it by 6, and that'll tell you how many picas wide the width of your copy is. The next thing we like to measure is the height of our copy. How tall is it from the very top of the tallest letter all the way down to the bottom of the lowest ascender that we have in our copy? And that is measured in points.